So we're not having this conversation because your world needs to be saved or your planet is in peril or you'll be in trouble if you don't hear this. You're all doing just fine. It's all working out great. Really, it is. With one small exception, and that is you as humans are not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. Not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. You said, I am source energy. A part of me will come forth. I will explore contrast and I will come to new decisions. And when a new decision is born out of me, I will feel the birthing of it and a momentary feeling of enthusiasm. And then I will use all of my determination and my willpower and my ability to focus in the direction of my newfound expansion. And I will train myself into the frequency of that until that is my normal vibrational offering. And I know that law of attraction, as it always does, will wrap itself around me with cooperative components that are equivalent to the vibrational stance that I learn and practice and achieve. That's what you said. And you said, and the best part of it. Let's see, what's the best part? Being born? No, not really. Sifting through the contrast? No, not really. Giving birth to a rocket? Maybe, but not so much. The very best part of it is having expanded and knowing that I've expanded because I can feel that I'm not up to speed with my expansion, and then doing something about changing my thought until I get in the groove of the expansion, and then feeling myself be drawn by law of attraction into the cooperative component of the vortex of creation. That's the best part, you said, again and again. And you know that because you're always looking for adventure. You love that thrill of coming into alignment. You adore the feeling of relief. You tense and agonize against negative stuff. In other words, you know that you want to feel good. The reason that you want every single thing that you want, there's no one who wants anything for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the having of it. And we want you to understand that it's not the having of the thing. It's not the having of the girl. It's not the having of the boy. It's not the having of the relationship. It's not the having of the car or the empire or the job or the money. It's not the having of those things that you are creating that makes you happy. It's the having of the vibrational alignment with who you are. A woman said to us one day, Abraham, my lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. And she said, to be clear, my lover left and now I am very sad. And we said, no, you're not. People don't always speak what they're thinking. But what she was thinking is, you crazy ghost. Can't you hear what I'm saying? I was not sad. Then my lover left. Now I'm sad. I'm sad because my lover left. But we wanted her to understand all sadness comes from holding yourself apart from the most expanded version of you. In other words, we wanted to explain to her that that relationship had caused her to create a vibrational version of a relationship, and that as she was focusing upon this man walking out of her life, she was focused in opposition to this relationship that she had carved out. That man was never the lover of her dreams. He was just a temporary filler for the lover of her dreams. But the reason she was sad, nevertheless, was not because he had walked out the door. She was just using his exit as her excuse to not be a vibrational match to who she is. You have the ability, no matter what, to focus yourself out of sadness. The reason that so often you don't believe that you can do that is because law of attraction has been active in your life. And if you've been beating the drum of something, law of attraction's been surrounding you with more things like that. So when you get going on something, and it's a far cry, a far vibrational cry from who you really are and all that you've expanded to, you feel bad. And then you begin making a sort of art of feeling bad. You email friends about how bad you feel today. You blog about it. You talk to your friends about it. You think about it. Someone said to us, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. It doesn't feel like I have any control over my thoughts. I try to think more positive thoughts, but I just keep going back and going back and going back. And that's really what we're going to talk about here today. We want to show you how If you stop doing that thing you do that's holding you apart from who you are, you'll move easily back to who you are. You don't have to. In fact, it's not even possible. It's certainly not a good idea to take something that's really bothering you, and in the middle of it really bothering you, try to talk about it in a shiny, brighter, fluffier way. Because the more you try to do that, the more it will just backlash, and the more you will defend your negative position. We want you to understand that just like the cork will bob on the surface of the water, you can hold it under the water, but when you let go, it will bob right back up there. We want you to understand that you will bob right back into your vortex when you cease beating the drum of things that hold you in a resistant vibrational attitude. And that's really what this gathering is about. We've been calling this the art of allowing. It's the art of allowing your natural frequency. It's the art of allowing yourself to keep up to speed with who you really are. It's the art of paying attention to how you feel little by little and guiding your thoughts to ever improved feelings and emotions. It's about caring about how you feel. It's about understanding that there are two aspects of you that are present all the while you are here in this physical body. And that the dominant non-physical aspect of you, that cork is floating, that energy is soaring, there is no resistance there. And that you simply cannot use something as your excuse to hold yourself in vibrational defiance of who you really are and feel good at the same time. It's just that simple. You get really good at explaining why you're doing it. I was betrayed, or I was misled, or I was misguided, or I made a mistake, or they made a mistake, or that's not the way I wanted, or on and on and on. We get it. There are things that you look at that aren't the way you want them to be. But we will never agree with you that any of them, no matter how big they seem to you, is a big enough excuse to separate you from you. Because that is sacrificing the you of you for some ridiculous contrast that will serve you anyway if you will let it. We're going to show you here today how that contrast that you dislike so much has an equivalent, what you do want side to it, that is serving you enormously well. And we want you to know that when you have released enough resistance or trained yourself into vibrational alignment with the new, improved version of you, from inside this vortex of creation, you'll look back on that contrast that made it all possible, and you'll love it. You'll say, bless you, lover, lover, other lover, other lover, other lover, other lover. Bless all yous lovers who have left me behind. Bless all you who cheated and lied. Bless all who stole from me, who robbed me of my virginity. Just that one. Bless you. Bless each and every one of you, because you were the catalyst for this. And now I'm here, I'm blessing you. But when I'm over here, I'm damning you. And we say, you can't have it both ways. The only reason that you're damning them to begin with is because they helped you become something that you're not letting yourself be. If you hadn't expanded big time, you'd not be suffering and you're not keeping up to speed. Do you get that? So you just got to come to the place that you're willing to appreciate all of them. But we would never, ever ask you to find appreciation for those rascals when you're standing outside your vortex. That is too much work. Get in your vortex. Get in your vortex. And to get in your vortex, you got to forget about the rascals. You got to find something else to focus upon. Something neutral. Something non-toxic. Something that's not an issue. Something that hasn't been hurting you. Something that you don't talk about on your online chat group. In other words, you got to chill and relax and release, meditate and breathe and walk and ski and surf and bask and sunbathe and relax and sing and love and laugh and nurture yourself and eat good stuff and find better and better feeling thoughts and practice them until they become the norm. And then everything that life has caused you to become must manifest into your experience. And we know that in this physical body, in this lifetime, and not so far from now, it is our knowing that this is possible for you. You can reach the place where the contrast that touches you, which causes the improved rocket to launch, that the time span between your launching of that rocket and your receiving of the manifestational, full-blown, full life, vivid, see it, smell it, hear it, taste it, touch it, version of it will be instantaneous. In other words, you can get so good at achieving vibrational alignment with who you are that your problem and solution will occur to you simultaneously. You occasionally have that experience. Do you know it? Not one of you said, I will go forth into the physical and I will sacrifice my joy for the sake of expansion. Not one of you said that. You said, I'll go forth into the physical and I'll have joyous expansion. That was the version you were telling. So what's happened is you're here and you're having and causing incredible expansion. And we think it's time for it to be joyful expansion for you. And haven't you noticed about your own personal experience? Don't you just love it when you decide to do something and then do it? Isn't there something so delicious about identifying something that you would like to be or do or have and then accomplishing it? Don't you just love filling in that space? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the expansion that is steady and rampant in your individual and collective experiences. And we have passionate, powerful desire that you are able to see yourself into alignment with that. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. We felt you again and again, not 100% in 100% of cases, but the majority of what was going on in this room took you again and again into the vortex. And it is our promise to you that the vibrational vicinity between who you really are and who you're being in this moment that you are calling present tense that we are saying is old news, that gap closed dramatically as a result of your participation here with us in these hours that we've been together. In the days that are before you, it is our powerful desire that you just lighten up with this sort of frisky attitude, that you say things to yourself such as, my vortex has been ready for me for a very long time, and now, more than ever before, I'm ready for my vortex. Because as you softly, not in a harsh way and not in a determined way, but in a soft, playful way, as you acknowledge the existence of your vortex and you reach for feelings that feel good while you are there, as you train yourself by practicing the inside the vortex feeling more and more and more, what will begin to happen to you is that more things that make it easier to be there and stay there begin coming to you. More fun friends, more rendezvousing with interesting books and ideas on television, more cooperation from the universe, more opportunities to feel good, more clarity, more stamina, more vitality, more humor, more fun, more money, more of the things that you've been asking for will show themselves to you in very real terms. And you will find yourself again and again making the correlation between what's gone on here in this gathering and what's happening in your life experience. And you can move forward saying to yourself and to anyone else who you think is ready to hear you, I now understand that I am a vibrational being. And I now understand that through the living of this life in this magnificent physical body, I've carved out something that is so much more. And I can feel the power of source energy and all that is standing in readiness to welcome me into vibrational alignment, complete alignment with what I've carved out. And the celebration just goes on and on and on as I'm catching up with the expansion that life has helped me to carve out. And every time I'm in the mode of reaching, I'm happy. And every time I'm in the mode of catching up, I'm happy. The problem is as meaningful to me as the solution because it's all part of the expansion, the joyous expansion that I've come here to live and that I am now consciously, deliberately living. We have enjoyed this immensely. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain blissfully and eternally in the vortex.